So in 2022, I met this person through Snapchat. We were talking on and off. And then in June 2023, he asked me for a favour to book a cab for him. And then that's when everything happened. I think he was going to pick up a car, but he needed a cab. They just asked me, can you book me a cab? And then I said, okay. If my friends need help financially or something, I'd send them money. If I was to go out with friends or family, I'd offer to pay or split the bill with them. For him to ask me to book a cab for him, straight away I just said yes. I didn't think twice, I didn't think anything of it. When the person offered to pay for the cab, I sent him my bank details. They didn't end up responding back to me the same day. The next day I was asking what happened. He was meant to book a cab, and then he was like, oh, I didn't end up needing it. And then when he sent money into my account, he said I sent it to the wrong person's account, but I don't like keeping anyone's money. So when I saw he sent me like £50 first, I transferred it back, and then he'd sent it again 2 more times, and then I transferred it back. And I didn't think transferring money back would do anything. I didn't know that's the sort of fraud thing, and I didn't want to keep this person's money because they might shame me on social media, on Snapchat, saying this girl is keeping my money. When I first received the messages from my bank, I was getting really worried because that's the only bank I'm banking with. All my money's in that account, my savings, everything. So my bank restricted my account, and then they eventually shut down my account because of him. I was kind of broke because I've been by myself since I was 16. It was just a bit stressful when I wasn't able to access my money for a few days. So I thought, are they going to take my money? What's going to happen? There was just so many questions going through my head. I didn't think something like this could ever happen to me. They kind of outsmarted me because I was genuinely innocent in all of this, because I didn't know that he was going to scam me. I didn't even know it's possible to do fraud in that way, honestly, honest to God.
We decided to start this campaign due to the rise in the young people that kept coming to us at our workshops to tell us that they have been financially exploited. There were so many cases where a lot of these young people were suffering from mental health issues. A lot of them were having bad credit. A lot of them were getting assaulted and attacked by gang members. And we thought this is the time for us to speak up, especially as a lot of us within Elevate Her have experienced these issues ourselves. I've been financially exploited when I was younger, in my teenage years. Unfortunately for me, it was through someone who I actually trusted. The person was like an older brother to me, so I did not know that they were going to put me inside any problems or inside any trouble. All it was is that I had borrowed their money at the time. I can't remember exactly how much, it was very little. And then they said to me they were going to pay me back. Now, when they had asked me for my bank details for them to pay me back, I didn't think nothing of it. I actually thought they were genuinely going to use their money. However, when the police raided my house, I realized that my account was used fraudulently. I was very lucky to escape going to prison because I had just become a teenage mum. The judge gave me a community service for me to do in a charity shop called the British Heart Foundation. I also got a fine. I had a criminal record at a young age. My DBS was stained for 12 years. It only got cleared the beginning of this year. I was naive then because I didn't know that this person that I trusted could do something like this to me. And I've never been in trouble with the police as well. So this was a very shocking thing for me. Despite telling the police that it wasn't me and telling them where they could find this person, they didn't bother to find them. I was the one that got punished for something that I wasn't even aware of. I didn't even know.
The situation was annoying because the excess money was given back to him. There were no red flags as the account was a passbook savings account that did not have mobile or online banking facilities back then.
The day of the court hearing is when I heard that someone had been scammed and their money got put into my account. I don't know. So I think that it's very important for young people to be educated, and I think they should be protected. There should be some form of early intervention.
From a national point of view, UK Finance have actually revealed in the last 2 years we've seen a 73% increase of mule activity on accounts between the ages of 14 and 18. And in some cases we've seen people as young as 12 who have actually fallen victim. And Barclays have identified, in terms of mule activity on accounts in the last year, 43% of those people involved were under the age of 25. And in the first 6 months of 2023, just over 17,000 cases have been reported of mule activity. These have been reported to the CFAS National Fraud Database. There certainly is a problem, and this is a year-on-year increase that we're seeing, so it's certainly a worrying trend. How do these young people become connected with these individuals, these criminals? How do they become the ideal target? If they do fall victim, what are the consequences they're going to face as a result? All of those things are key things we need to think about when it comes to protecting and educating young people.
At Snapchat, we want everyone who uses it to have a safe and positive experience. We carry out a lot of research with parents and teens to better understand what safety issues may be impacting people online and what action we can take to tackle it. Unfortunately, we're seeing a rise in financial extortion across all online platforms. From the beginning, we have designed our products at Snapchat to have the well-being, privacy and safety of our users in mind. We have additional protections for our younger users, and we make it really hard for strangers or bad actors to target people on Snapchat. You must be mutual friends before you can start communicating. Friends lists are private. Younger users are those who are under 18, cannot have public profiles, and before you are recommended as a suggested friend, you must also have mutual friends in common. We also have in-app reporting tools, so they are quick and easy and confidential to use. This means that within a couple of taps, you can report someone and they won't know you have reported them. Our trust and safety team are global and work round the clock to review these reports and take action.
We proactively monitor and detect any suspicious activity on bank accounts, so we can then intervene, step in when we can see this activity happening, and of course in the moment help protect those young people. So we need to think about prevention versus cure, and we educate them through virtual sessions, through face-to-face events. So we work with schools, colleges, universities, local community groups to make sure that we're providing these young people with an understanding of what is money laundering, what does it mean to protect your bank account, who should you share that information with, and of course, if you don't do that, what could be the consequences? So we work with the tech companies, we work with law enforcement to make sure that there's a real joined up approach, because that's one of the key ways that will help stamp out the problem that we've currently got. We share insights and research, top tips to make sure that we can talk to those people who really need that awareness, and we can grow our reach through working with the likes of the media. So we work with the likes of victim support to make sure that people do get the other support outside of the bank if they were to fall victim.
The best advice we can give to young people is always know who you are talking to. Don't give out your password, don't give out your personal or bank details, and don't be afraid to report someone, whether that be to the police or using Snapchat's quick and easy and confidential in-app reporting tools.
Through this campaign, we are showing young people that we are trying to empower them, and hopefully they pick up the campaign and they talk to their peers and their guardians in order to protect themselves.
So moving forward, there's so much that we can do with Elevate Her UK. The charity is really well connected with the local community, and in particular some of those groups that we really need to support because they could be more vulnerable than others.
It's important and helpful that we can educate users, those who use Snapchat and other online platforms, to understand what signs to look out for when coming across financial extortion and get the help they need.
From Barclays research, we know there are some real hotspots, and London is certainly one of those. With our knowledge and the events that we run, I think there's a great collaboration there that we can work together and we can actually talk to the people who really do need our support.
Honestly, it's shocking that it's still happening almost 20 years later. It was happening when I was 16. I'm 33 now. So for me, something just needs to be done in order to protect these young people.
Have you ever heard of flips or flipping cash?
No. Not really, no.
Yeah.
On Snapchat, there's a thing going around. They get money. So say, for example, £500, and say if you invest, you give me your bank details, you'll get double the amount. So I'll flip that from 500 to 1,000 for you.
Do you know what getting finessed is? And if so, can you explain?
If they're the ones that are like finessing you, it's just basically your money being taken. If you're finessing, then you're the one that's like going out of your way to take their money, but it's all like illegally.
Scamming, basically, yeah.
You're basically getting used, right?
Yeah, it's like getting scammed.
Kind of like getting scammed.
Do you know or have you yourself been scammed before?
No, so I don't know what it's like.
No. Yeah.
And has anyone approached you on TikTok or Snapchat to make money?
Instagram, yeah.
I thought I was going to get something for free and then my emails got spammed.
My mum, one time someone messaged her on WhatsApp saying that, oh, I need this amount of money because I'm in hospital, and my mum almost fell into it. The person wasn't trying to be her friend, had the profile picture of her friend, so she almost fell into it, but after she was a bit suspicious at first and she came to ask me.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how easy do you think is it for people to get scammed?
I'd say it's like quite easy, so like a 7. You might think you're gonna get something good out of it, and then they just like run with your money or something.
Yeah, probably 6 or 7. I think it just depends on how gullible you are.
Younger people, they're more naive and they're more likely to spend money on stuff that they might not need very easy.
A 7. 5.
7.
7.
Definitely like a 9. Like a 9.
Very easy.
There's people out there who just want money. I feel like it's a 7 because some people are aware of it. People are getting new tactics or new ways to, manipulate people into thinking like it's not going to be fraud. I think that it's not taught enough as well, like in schools.
Technology is advanced and people are able to call you now with like the voice of someone else or even text you through your mobile and be like, oh, can you send me this? Or I'm your mom, and that can actually trick a lot of people.
On what app do you feel like people get scammed the most?
It's gotta be Snap,
Why do you believe that?
Cause I see all these things you were talking about,
Yeah.
PayPal this, all that.
I'd say Snapchat is definitely the biggest one. I've seen people move to TikTok now, like a lot of people are posting it on their stories as well, or like in the comments.
Snapchat. Everyone's on Snapchat nowadays, isn't it?
Instagram.
Snapchat.
Instagram. Snapchat.
Snapchat.
Twitter.
Instagram.
I mean, there's Snapchat, there's Instagram.
It could be anywhere. Instagram, most likely.
Definitely Snap.
So that leads on to my next question. Who do you think gets scammed the most, boys or girls?
I'd say 100% boys because they're more used to getting that quick cash, maybe to survive, to help their parents out with bills, live that like nice lifestyle, to be honest, wear the flashy clothes.
I think both, to be honest, innit? Probably more guys, because they want to get the money, so you can entice them with saying, oh, you can get some money if you do this, if you do that.
Probably boys. I think boys like try and make more money so they can get scammed in the process.
I think anyone can get scammed. It matters about who the scammer is and how good they are.
I think females, that's an extent.
I think younger males, like the younger generation, because they're looking up to these older men of boys and they think that, oh, what they're doing is right.
I think it's both, to be honest, especially for the youth. You know, when it comes to like wigs, trainers, clothing wear, it's easy for you to capture someone's eye, especially the young as well. We're easily influenced in it. So cost of living crisis we're living in right now, so obviously people want to get everything for cheap, so yeah, it's easy to get sucked in.
Boys, because you don't really see many girls into like illegal stuff through banking. It's just the boy.
I think girls. With girls, they're more careful with their money. Boys are like, they want what's trending, all the expensive stuff, so it's easier to like lure them in to like hand over their cards and stuff like that.
I think it's boys because they want money more than girls, so they're just easier to be scammed.
I feel like it's a mix of both, because for boys, if there's a boy that's looking up to like road or like being a gang member from all the peer pressure around him, he will feel like, oh, this is a good way to make money, so he'll probably fall into it. But at the same time, girls as well, because I feel like there's a big saying around that, oh, we need to be rich when we're young. So some girls might fall into it as well, because like that's quick and easy money.
What's your general opinion on people who get scammed or who do scams?
Guys who do scams, I get you need the money, but like just get it all legal. But at the same time, if you're getting scammed, then you need to watch out for that, because obviously it's an evil world.
I think it's obviously bad, but like some people just have to make a living.
I don't even think it's that deep. If you're doing stuff to people in real life and intimidating them, then it's bad. But if it's online and you're just trying to make money, then not a big deal.
It's not going to be your fault, innit? But it's the fact that it's life and you just have to go. I feel like it's their fault for trusting people that they don't know.
I feel like it happens quite a lot and people don't know that it's happening and they get scammed out so much and they don't really know what to do, and you can call the police but there's not really much that they do a lot of the time, so it's a bit hard to deal with.
I feel like young people aren't taught about it properly, like they don't know how to deal with it, like if it happens, so I feel like school should be more
we don't get
aware of that.
They don't teach us anything about finance or anything like that at school, so we don't know how to deal with problems like this when we're like older, so yeah, it's annoying.
Scammers, I think, if they're in that position where they can't get a job, there should be more investment into the government to help people get off like terrible living conditions and get a job, rather than scamming people. It can happen to anyone, doesn't matter if you're smart, white, black, it can happen to absolutely anyone. It doesn't matter who you are. It's just horrible when it happens to people at a very large financial cost.
To be fair, I don't blame them. Everyone's trying to survive at the same time, but obviously you have to be wise at the same time.
I think scamming in a whole is bad, but within this economic crisis, people got to do what they got to do. So I hear it is, I'm not gonna lie, like you gotta do what you got. This economic crisis will kill you before you live, before you get a chance to live. So I hear why people do it.
Don't get finessed.
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 Don't get finessed. Don't get finessed.
Don't get finessed.
Don't get finessed.
Don't get finessed.
Don't get finessed.